I went to church 2 days back, right? I hadn't been in church for like a month or so, a month, 3 weeks or so. And there's a difference. There's a difference in terms of how I felt when I was surrounded by people who had a common goal in one way or another. Some people, of course, were there to worship and thank God for all the spectacular things that were going on in their lives at the time of service, right? Or as at the time of service. And some people were going through hardships and difficulties and obstacles and challenges. And things were just not coming right for them in one way or another, in one sphere of life or another, right? And though the challenges, the obstacles themselves can be different, the common goal of seeking comfort in the Comforter, that is the one thing that brings people together. And I believe I wasn't the only one who was absent from church due to my own challenges and hardships, but there are a number of people that felt and experienced the exact same things. In my particular case, I got a chance because I wasn't just absent from church per se, right? I was absent from other aspects of my life. I withdrew to deal with a personal situation, right? This personal situation was a health scare for someone very close and dear to me. But it gave me an opportunity to reflect on what is really important in life. It also gave me an opportunity to look at ways in which we can overcome. We worship an overcomer, a person who enables us, in fact, to become overcomers. So it gave me an opportunity to not just look at things from the perspective of theory. You know, in this world, we all know something about something. We all know a little bit about anything, right? So there's a lot of theory that we embody in our minds, which we don't necessarily live out. When it comes now time to living out and practically seeking solutions to better our lives, we find it very difficult. But I just am back here to share and give kudos to Umam Fundis, who gave a powerful sermon this past Sunday. Powerful because it spoke to me, right? You know, when something speaks to you, when it digs deep, and after the message has been shared, you think about, you reflect, and you continue to share on a one-on-one basis. I shared the sermon with my wife, who went to another event that she was booked for. And I shared the service and the type of impact that at that point in time, as the service was happening, I heard every word. I was a sponge. I absorbed what she was saying, the examples she was giving. And she was speaking about moving. And the core of it was keep moving, right? Despite some of the things that you may face, keep moving. And she started off by saying, firstly, practical solutions to the current problems in the current society, in the current demographic situations that we are faced with. She started off by saying we must embrace challenges. We must embrace hardships. We must embrace obstacles that actually come our way. And the reason that she gave for that was we are to accept the things that tear us down, because when we are brought down, that is the only time that we get an opportunity to get back up. It is when you have when things have been shoved into your life, have overwhelmed you, and have made you believe that there's no way out of that difficult situation, it is that time that you are given the opportunity to get back up on your feet and move and do something about it and actually act. It is that time. When a child is unable to walk, they stumble, they fumble, they drop down, they fall, but they get back up until they have the ability to crawl, to run, and to outdo even their best version of themselves from yesterday. So we need to embrace hardships, because those are the things that create the resistance that we need. In the same way that when you exercise, for your muscle to get stronger, you need to build up that level of resistance by lifting up heavier and heavier weights. It is that time that you will be able to create that resistance to become stronger, to become better. So when you go through an obstacle, there will always be that lesson that you are going to learn that will then take you to the next level. So embrace hardships. Embrace the challenges. Recognize the challenges so that you can do something about them. Ask yourself, what is it that I'm meant to learn from this difficult situation? So when this health scare happened, I was terrified. I was scared. I was for one, I wasn't myself during this time, because the focus wasn't on me anyway, right? It was on the person who needed me to be there to assist. So we need to embrace hardships. We need to embrace hardships. Sometimes the hardship that comes, it comes as a result of a fallen relationship, a broken down relationship, a personal relationship that, for example, you may have seen someone as your confidant, someone with whom you shared everything, someone with whom you thought brought out the best in you and you brought out the best in them, and the whole aim of the relationship was to build one another. And then it breaks down because there's certain characteristics that come out, certain personas, certain personalities that come out, where there becomes a distort of vision, where you no longer see things the same, you no longer understand things the same, and you no longer believe in things the way they were before. That's another obstacle that I've gone through, another hardship that I must admit has been one of the most difficult things that I've had to deal with also. Being in a relationship where you are always able to share everything, all of yourself with someone, except intimacy, because this was a guy and I'm married, right? But he was a very dear and good friend to me. But along the way, things didn't work out the way I would have loved them to. So those are the types of hardships that one has to accept and has to revere in and has to bounce back, become stronger, build the resistance, and become a better person. Those are the types of hardships that we need to embrace. Next, she said that we need to surround ourselves with champions. We need to surround ourselves with people that bring out the best in us. People that better who we are. Not necessarily people who are like-minded, but people who are better-minded. People who are greater than we are. People who will bring out the best of us in every or different spheres of our lives. You need to be able to recognize, for you to become more spiritual, who are the type of spiritual people that you need to hang around with. People that will bring out the best in you so that you can bring out the best in others and pay it forward. You need to recognize who can bring out the best version of you when it comes to health. You need to recognize who can bring out the best version of you when it comes to bringing out your potential, your mental capability, uplifting you, teaching you levels of intellectual being that are better than you've ever had before. You need to be able to recognize the type of people that you can learn from so that you are better able to become emotionally intelligent and deal with situations in a way that is productive. What is the best form for me that has worked when it comes to surrounding myself with such people? It has been the ability to buy books, read books, and share the knowledge that is imparted through the authors of those books. Because usually the people that share their thoughts in a book, it's not a one-time thing where they've woken up and decided to share those experiences. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went into writing every single sentence. Sharing it in a particular way so that the receiver, the person who's reading that book, is able to understand that they are surrounded by a champion and therefore have the ability to win their own race and gather their own championship. Surround yourself with people that will make you better. Find people, recognize people, and withdraw from people that will help you add value to others. Make it about the next person. People that will help you add value to others. Next thing, you need to recognize your passion and turn it into a purpose and fulfill that purpose. Do all that is necessary within your realm of life for you to be able to bring out the best of you. Find your passion. What is it? What is it that you love? What is it that you need to do to have an impact that goes beyond you? Find your passion. You won't find it lying down, lazing around. You'll find it through doing different things and being able to recognize what is it that actually fulfills you or has the potential to fulfill you so that you can have a greater impact and contribute more, contribute back to the people around. Next thing is strip away all the things. Strip away all the things that draw you back. Strip away all the things that are pulling you back to yesterday when yesterday didn't bring out the best version of you. Strip them away, take them away, minus them, deduct them from your life. And you do that. I've found that you do that best by drawing into the best version of you. By building you. Learning more about you, learning more about the world, learning more about other people, learning more about how you can give back and impact, using your talents and gifts and potentiating into your best prospect of yourself. Strip away all the things that are drawing you back. It goes back to all the relationships that aren't good for you, all the people in your life that aren't good for you, all the habits that you've built over the course of your life that aren't helping you. Strip away all the things that do not benefit you. Next thing is, when you found that particular passion that we were talking about 2 minutes ago, when you find your purpose, don't you ever give up on achieving it. Don't you dare give up on achieving your God-given purpose in this world. For the fact that you would have had the ability to discover it, it means that you've put in the work. So when obstacles come, don't dare give up. It's not easy, I know. It's not easy. It's not the easiest thing that one can do. But the reality is, it is up to you. It is not easy, but it is up to you. Build the habit of perseverance. Build the habit of tenacity. Build the habit of overcoming. Build the habit of being a stronghold to yourself. Build the habit of becoming the best version of you. Put in the work. Put in the hours. Work with the right people. Assemble the right team around you. If that thing is bigger than you, then you will make sure that you don't dare give up. You don't dare give up. You will make sure. I repeat, you will make sure that you never give up. It's a bit intense. I know. I feel like I'm in the spirit right now, but it's something that I had to share, guys. It's something that I had to share because even after sharing, I feel spectacular. I feel very good. I feel the best decision I could have made was go to that church service because it spoke to me. And I'm hoping now that as I'm then sharing from my point of view and paraphrasing some of the things that I heard and absorbed through the process of mental osmosis, through that process, I hope I was able to impart some knowledge, some practical steps to overcoming hardship. Perhaps a quick review to overcoming hardship, to surrounding yourself with champions, right? To never giving up, to stripping away the things that don't bring the best out of you, things that tear you down, to finding your passion and turning it into purpose. I truly hope that this video was of value to you. Thank you so much for listening. Cheers.